Oh, that is my. Oh, look at that. All right, what's up, everybody? What is going on? Hoping my audio is a little bit better this time, and that we can get some LeetCode problems done today. So let's do it. I should do some new problems that I haven't seen before. My current bit rate is low. Let's see. Here, settings. All right, I raised my bit rate, and now we're gonna do some problems. All right, let's do it, guys. So given a list of sorry, I'm not being that entertaining right now. How do actually, I can't play music. I have to focus on solving this problem. All right, let's just solve the problem, guys. So given a list of non-negative integers nums, arrange them such that they form the largest number and return it. Since the result may be very large, What the heck does that even mean? Since the result may be large. Okay. I'm going to reset the zoom here. I feel like the grammar of this is not right. Given a list of non-negative integers nums, arrange them so that they form the largest number and return it. Since the result may be very large, is it just me, or is it that just does that grammar does not make sense? Since the result may be very large, so you need to return a string instead of an integer. Okay, so this is like data conversion. Yeah, so I need to figure out how to find the greatest value, the greatest starting value in all of the starting indices for every number. So let me write that down. Find the greatest starting number in each of the indices. I need to I need to add these numbers into a string in order to I need to add these numbers into a string in order to into a string. Okay, so that's another rule. I need to sure that if there is a value, I guess the only thing that matters is the first number of each, right? Because even if it's like the second number and it's like keeps getting less and less and less, it doesn't really matter all too much. So I need to add these numbers into a string. I need to ensure that the numbers no copyright piano, because I'm going crazy with no music. This is fine. I need to add these numbers into a string. I need to find what the greatest. I already have that. I just need to return the result. These numbers to the string. Okay, so how do I actually do that? The first thing I can do is if I need to return a string, then I probably need to have some sort of way to like store that information. So, you know, we're just going to say result equals string. The next thing I would say is that we're going to need to iterate over the numbers in nums. So for num in nums, we're going to have to go to the first for num in nums. I wonder, yeah, so I'm in the first, like the numbers here. I need to like take the first number in each of these numbers here. 3, 3, 3, 5, 9. I wonder if I could just use dot sort. write that again. I want to sort this in a way where I can just see what the first highest number is. So for num and nums, take the first number that is the highest. Yeah. And then add that. Add the entire number to the list. Well, here's my question, right? So it's like, technically, if you had a number like 97, and then the next number was like 90, or like 9, right? It had to be 97.9. It can't be 997. So, I guess I was thinking like, oh, maybe there's like a edge case here where I have to deal with that, but I think it should be pretty straightforward because it'll always be technically greater. Well, not really, but it'll always be as great as possible if I just factor in the fact that these numbers are attached to each other. I can't like split them apart. So I'll just, I guess, start writing what I think the implementation should be. This isn't really good enough right now. I think I need to really flesh out more what I'm saying. So maybe I can write out my plan right here. So I want to have a place to store iterated numbers. Value in the list array. I want to I want to turn on my AC. Place A before B. This ensures that numbers are ordered correctly for the largest possible result. The key is that this comparison ensures that the greedy approach in comparing pairs numbers leads to the correct result. The difficult part is providing that this greedy logic always gives the correct answer. To ensure that the custom operator for sorting numbers produces the largest possible concatenated number. Transitivity of the comparator. Wait, what is this question, man? Use a lambda function to compare concatenated results. Ensure the concatenation forms a larger number. Determines the order. Check if the largest number formed is 0. The first element is 0, return 0. In all cases with a 0. Oh, so this just uses sort. Huh. But this is like, yeah, sort strings based on concatenated values. Convert each number to a string. So I should know how to do that. num strings dot sort keys lambda string. String num for num in num. So what that does is this adds all of the values to a string. String. Now we got to sort strings based on concatenated values. Num strings dot sort key. Okay, so the way that the sort function works is that you can sort by something by using this key and lambda. I'm gonna look up what that lambda means. Key. Let's see, can I close this? Explain to me. A. Oh, so it literally, so it always multiplies each thing by 10? Sort by 10 times the element and sort by descending order. That's pretty interesting that it's starting to do it with the 0. If num strings equals 0, return 0. Huh, so it literally sorts it by... I'm still confused what the lambda means. So why am I using my own key here? Oh, so it maps it back. Switch strings ignoring case lower. Okay, so that's the first word being lower. Okay, so that was like the thing I need to find. So the key function transforms each element for comparison by 10 is less necessary. That's how you control what Python looks at. Let's see. Getting notifications. Okay, descending order. Key changes the hidden values for the scene. No, I'm good. I think I understand it. So A times 10 reverse equals true. Handle a case where the largest numbers is 0. If num strings 0, so the first value of this equals 0, return 0 or none, whatever. Return dot join num strings. Okay, so I need to maybe break down a little bit more on what these specific things mean. And it's not num strings, it's num string. Whoops. Okay, so is the sorting, yeah. So I knew that you might need to use sort here, but I thought there would maybe be a better way to do it. I feel like I always stray away from sort because it just seems so obvious, but it definitely is something I have to get better at because I honestly don't use these tools enough. The built-in sort function. Additional space is used for storing string representations of the numbers of the final cat counting results. So it's O of n plus s. Sort method uses the Tim sort, combination of merge sort and insertion sort. The space complexity of O of n. C plus, okay. Yeah, it's quick sort. Merge sort. So these are all the different ways that you can do it. Heap sort. Oh, max heap problem. Maybe this would be a better solution. Yeah. When I see heap sort solutions, I usually think to myself, oh, that makes like more sense. But let me see if there's another. Tim sort. That's the other one. Hmm. Sorry guys that I'm reading right now, so it's like might not be talking as much. So let me try reading out what I'm seeing. So this literally uses every single sorting function within Python or within algorithms in order to solve this problem. I think that makes sense because this is such an open-ended problem. It's taking like the first value of each of these and then adding them to a list in like the greatest to least format. Personally, I think that this solution might be the simplest way to understand it, but understanding how the other ways work is also important as well. I know that these different sorting functions, like especially like heap sort, is a useful one. So I'm gonna go back and try looking at heap sort and see if I can understand that. Not Tim sort. If all edges zero, comparison factor, def, lt, turn, self plus others greater other plus self. This is a min heap. Push elements using a custom comparator. Heap q, dot, heap push. No. So yeah, this one uses heap sort. Okay. O n log k. Time for integer where k is integer. There are n integers. Total time for conversion is O n log of k. Inserting each string into the priority queue takes O of n time per insertion. Since there are n strings, the step contributes n log n. Extracting elements from the priority queue, counting them onto the result takes. Okay. Tim sort, huh? Let me write that one down. Where's my notebook? Where's my notebook? I know where my notebook is. largest number. Non-negative. Integers, nums. No, I'm sorry. I feel like I should be sharing what I'm writing down, but I'm just literally writing down the problem. Integers, nums. Arrange them such that they form. They form largest number and return it. Since the result very large, you need to return it as string instead of integer. Excuse me. Oh, we got 5 concurrent viewers right now. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are all practicing LeetCode. Since the result will be very large, you need to return a string instead of an integer. So my initial understanding of this problem was I obviously need to convert need to convert all of the values equals 10 to convert to a string. Only look at the initial values. And then what else did I say? Okay, so I'm not sure, but that's what I originally thought. But it turns out that after you add all of these values and turn them into a string, you can actually use the built-in Python sorting function to sort in reverse by the largest value after you multiply times 10. Also, I didn't realize that I had 2 of these down here. What I was going to write here was you guys can follow me there. Send me a DM here if you ever want to chat about software engineering. Uh-oh. It is this changed what I had there before. It's fine. Nope, not that one. Technical difficulties. All right, so either way. And now this is for an edge case. If the number that you multiplied is 0, then return 0. And then you I guess you add that to the end. And then what you do is you just add everything that you sorted here into a string, an empty string, and you do dot join. So I want to make sure that that's exactly what I had. I mean, let me look at the actual explanation up here again one more time. For this top one, okay. Yeah. Just the largest possibly Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure about this freaking implementation over here, man. Comparator verification. You need to verify that this, similar if B and C satisfy this. Computing these inequalities, that if A is before B and B is before C, then A must be coming before C, maintaining consistent ordering. That makes sense, but I don't really understand that mathematical proof. And by establishing this consistency, we confirm that the sorting numbers with the comparator yields the largest concatenated number. Sorting this leads to this, the largest possible number. Initialize num strings as array strings to hold representation in numbers. Convert each integer in nums to a string and store it in num strings. Sort num strings based on concatenated values. Use a lambda function to compare concatenated results. a plus b and b plus a, and check if the larger number form. See, I don't see where he's doing the b plus a and a plus, or, yeah, b plus a and a plus b here. Ensure the concatenation which forms the larger number determines the order. Well, maybe that's because he's ordering in reverse. I will have to ask AI that. So explain what you mean by reverse order. By reverse order. Explain what you mean by this means by ensuring the yeah, I don't understand. Okay. Does not perform. Yeah, so this doesn't do that. It creates a sort key for each individual string by repeating it 10 times. Oh, so 333 becomes 33333, is 3033. Those repeated strings just reverse in descending order. Works this problem. This is a clever trick that works for the largest problem number, specifically when numbers have a maximum length. Why did my light turn off? Oh, my camera light has died, but it's okay. We're chilling. This is a clever trick that works to the largest number problem sufficiently long string of repetition numbers such that effectively disambiguates the order when the numbers are prefixes of the other two or have such beginnings. Descending is greater than 30, 30, 30, so 3 will become before 30. Oh, so it just like extends the length of it so I can see whether something's longer. This also works. So, I mean, if I do like this, does this have to be 10? Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be. Can it be 2? I'm going to push it to the limit. I don't think it can be 2. Oh, it can be 2. Wow. Can it be nothing? No, it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, so that's when it gets confused. Okay. I see. So it needs to have that like extension of like the results to check against it. I like that it does 10 though. That makes sense. So get rid of that ambiguity. We don't like ambiguity. Largest number. Num strings equals string num for num in nums num strings dot sort key equals lambda a times 10 reverse equals true. Also, if anybody knows anything about brev.dev or how to use AI models locally on your PC, I would really appreciate any help. I'm applying for something right now that I need help with understanding if my project makes sense. And if you have the background or knowledge in that stuff, it'd be awesome if you could share it. Turn.join num strings. Okay, let's go to another problem now. Let's see, array. Actually, let's go to some of the problems that I solved. Which language? This is Python. What's up? How's it going, guys? Substitution. Cipher that. All right, let's see if that's enough.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video today we're going to learn how to implement a simple
Thanks for
substitution
subscribing. Can you please help me? Anonymous 200. I can definitely help you, man. Send me an email or check out my Instagram at alivecomp.com. Let me create a new. So yes, I am. But I'm taking classes in it right now, so I'm just working on projects within my classes. It's right now like just something that I'm studying. I don't actually work with it, which I wish I did, but eventually I will get there. That should be fine. So that's my Instagram. You guys can reach out to me here. I definitely need to clean up my stream a little bit more. I don't usually stream too much, but yeah, the model building and training stuff I do that.
Today, cybersecurity, photography in uppercase, and then also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, and maybe white spaces and punctuation symbols. So white space, comma, dot, then maybe brackets and so on, whatever. Now this is now the alphabet. This is what we're allowed to use. All the characters, all the symbols.
Not the question I'm looking for here. Monotonic. For an array, AR of energies in the ith operation. This is the fourth problem, so that actually be hard. No? Longest QR. Why am I picking these same problems? Let's see. Eating candies. Let me try this. Okay, well, that doesn't help. There are and candies put left from right on a table. The candies are numbered from left to right. The ith candy has weight candies I. Alice and Bob eat candies. Alice can eat any numbers of candy from the left. From the right. Of course, Alice can't eat it. Want to be fair? Weight candies. What is the most number of candies they can eat in total? Wait. Huh. I mean, these problems just like, I feel like it's no point. So these are problems that companies actually ask, and that's the issue. So it's like, sometimes, it's just like, it's so difficult to know what the heck you're going to be asked. I guess I'll just go back to the LeetCode 150 because it'd be nice to know what the questions that the companies are going to ask, but you probably aren't going to have that known. So, I mean, I've done these problems a couple of times, but I guess I can go back to them. I need to do one more problem, and I need to solve it. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Yep. Let's see. Do integer sum 2. Given an array of integers numbers that is sorted in non-descending order. Return the one index of two numbers, index 1 and index 2, such that they add up to a given target number target, and index 1 is less than index 2. Note that index 1 and index 2 cannot be equal, therefore you cannot use the same element twice. There will be exactly only one valid solution. Your solution must use O of 1 additional space. The sum of 1 and 2 is 3, so you're assuming a one-indexed array, we return 1 and 2. So this is two-sum, but it involves having to be O of 1 space. So the length of the numbers must be greater than 2, and it must be less than 1,000. And we essentially just need to find what the target is, except it's a zero indexed function now, and or it's a zero indexed array now, and we have to return the indices of the two numbers. So this is also a two-pointer question, so there might be a different way to solve this than regular two-sum. I'm thinking that we can go from the indices. So this has to be two numbers. So even if I hit 3, it can't be these two numbers. I would say let's go from left to right and like go back in like this. Like, you have the start and then the end. But I'm pretty sure. Well, we can disqualify a couple of things, right? It's like if the item is greater than or equal to the target, it can't be this. And if the item is greater than, it can't be this. So that honestly just leaves these two. So we'll just have that as the initial condition. If R is greater than or equal to target, you do R, I don't know, -1, 1. If left is greater than or equal to target, R, or L plus equals 1. Yeah, I guess because you skip it. Let's see. Let me think of like how I can explain how I want to go about this. So we are return the indices of one index of two numbers, index 1, index 2, such that they add up to the given target number, and index 1 is less than index 2. Note that index 1 and index 2 cannot be equal, therefore you may not use the same element twice. There will be exactly one valid solution. Your solution must use O of 1 additional space. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm expecting to use two pointers. Let me initialize what these would be first. Just start comma end equals taking two pointers, left 0 and right 0, and assigning mid index as mid. Iterating will help in this problem, I guess. Length I -1 divided by 2. I don't know if having the end 0 makes sense though. I do like the idea of having a third pointer in the middle, but I also don't think it would be necessary for this specific one over here. And this has to be O of 1, so I just want to do this in one pass. So I think cutting it multiple times, like the way you're saying, might be O of n. And that might be, I'm not sure. Then again, I might not know exactly what I'm doing, so I appreciate your help, Luffy, Pirate King. Help me out. That's what's up. Let's do length of numbers minus 1. That starts me at the end of here. Start of here. Sum of 1 and 2 is 3. So we're going to do 4. Or I guess I'll do a while loop. While start is less than or equal to end. Plus 1. For I. No, it wouldn't be this. What am I doing? Ah! Okay. Oh, come on, let's flesh this idea out a little bit more. So we have, just draw exactly how you would do it. We have the point here that we're trying to get to, which is 1 and 2, because that equals 3, right? We need to figure out 3 minus what equals 3 minus something equals y, and these values are both inside the indices, the array. Because of this, what we can do in order to, so this is target minus x equals y, and then it's like x I plus y I equals target, right? So the logic of this isn't difficult. It's just of course, I'm having trouble writing this. So while start is less than or equal to end, I'm going to start plus equals 1. Maybe I don't need this. And start less than. Well, maybe I can just go to like the value right after we just do end minus equals 1. If end is greater than target, we can do end minus equals 1. And then what we can do here is we need to like add start. It can't just be like, how do we find what the target is? So target I need to return this start and these are indices. Let's end equals target. This is definitely wrong, but I'm gonna see what happens. Oops. I had that before. And this should be lowercase. Okay, we're gonna go to the solution. Oh, you're right about binary search here. Hmm. Hmm. Assuming mid index is mid. Cursum, if cursum is greater than target, turn L plus 1 over. See if this does anything. Okay. Okay, so L, comma R. I had that initial part right, at least. Length, numbers, -1, which doesn't really mean much. While L is less than R, we're going to have the current sum equals numbers L plus numbers R, which is the actual values inside the index. We're adding them together. And if the current sum, yeah, this makes sense, is less than the target. So I got one part of this right, but definitely not completely right. You reduce R minus 1. If current sum is less than target, then we do L plus equals 1, and then else, then this is when you actually get to the value. You say return L plus 1, comma R plus 1. Okay, so if you don't have anything, you return an empty array, or yeah. So this is an array, right? Yep. Empty list in Python. Okay, so yeah, so it is the same thing. It's empty list. Okay, so the list is empty. This is, yeah, so return to the point here. If the current sum is greater than the target, and notice that we start with R being the first one because we're just going to decrease R until we get to the point where it's less than the target, and then we increase one cursum to the left until it's it's greater. We start with R because if it's greater than the target, then we have to decrease R to be less than the target. And then once we get R to be lower than the target, we increase L to be as close as it can possibly be to the target. And then we return what the values are going to be together. So let's run that. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Successfully completed this problem. So that's a medium. Let me write this one down. is 2 sum. While L is less than R, current sum. I can't remember how to do this. Numbers plus numbers R. I'm writing this down from memory, and hopefully it's right. If L, well, no, it starts with R. If R is greater than cur sum, we're going to do R minus equals 1. L if L less than cur sum, we're going to do R plus equals 1, else return L plus 1, comma, R plus 1, and then turn an empty array if this doesn't work. Okay. Let's see if that was right. Oh, actually, it's not the current sum. It's target. Whoops. Target. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why I said current sum. Okay, so L comma R equals 0 comma length numbers minus 1. We are going to say that the while L less than R, her sum equals numbers L plus numbers R. If R is greater than the target, we are going to have R minus equals 1. L if L is less than the target, we're going to say L plus equals 1. Else, we are going to return L plus 1, comma R plus 1. And then we are going to, if this doesn't work, we're just going to return an empty thing. Let's give this a shot. Now, I wonder what I did wrong here. Maybe I missed something up here. Numbers L plus numbers R. So it's just exiting out of this loop and not finishing. And I wonder why that is. I wonder what happens when I do this. It's just going to return nothing again. Yeah, so cur sum, bro. Not R. Oh. It's like this? Well, L is less than cur sum? Wait, hold up. Let me see. So if the current sum is greater than target, yes, you're right. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Okay. I see. The curse sum is greater than the target right now. That means that you have to reduce the right number by 1. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I apologize. Okay. Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense if it was L and R because, well, actually, I was thinking it was because if R is greater than the target, then you would reduce it. But curse sum adds the numbers to both of them, and since this is a sorted array, it makes more sense that it would just be the curse sum values. Okay. Hey. Thanks, Priyanshi. I appreciate it. I'm try my best. I mean, if you guys have any advice, any like tips or anything like that, I'd love to hear it. And if there's anything, any videos you want me to try making or talk about my thoughts on, I would appreciate it as well. Um, for me, I really want to help software engineers succeed in this current market. It's really difficult, and I feel kind of like a necessity to try my best to help people move along in their process. If you guys have any advice or things that you want to share, or currently are working like a great job in which you could like share your journey too, let me know. I can interview you. I can talk to you about your experience, put you on this channel. Um, but I think that's about it for me today. I think I just did 2 problems, or I guess only 2 today. Uh, this one wasn't a new one, but the other one I did was a new one. So it's tough. LeetCode is tough. I got cracking the coding interview sitting there waiting for me. I'm gonna try reading that a little bit tonight and also work on this NVIDIA project that I've been working on or looking at. So I appreciate you guys all for watching. I hope some of you guys learned something, and good luck. I appreciate y'all. All right, I'll catch you later. Peace.